Welcome to our reading for mid-December for all of the elements. So earth, air, water, and fire. This is for December 11th through the 20th. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest and greatest good of everybody, so we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave? Preparing for that wave? Crashing into the wave? Riding the wave? Or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the musical playlist below. Check out the links. Enjoy the tunes. See if there's something personal in the lyrics for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the reading. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in a moment. Hi, fire signs. This is for mid-December 2016 for Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising for December 11th through the 20th. We're going to start the reading with the Power Archangel Tarot. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Let's get some clarity for fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the middle of December 2016. All right. This year is rounding up so fast. So let's see what's going on as we get closer and closer to the new year. Let's see what's going on middle of December 2016. Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. One card to bring some nice focus. And that's the Queen of Michael. So she's definitely focused. She's on point. The Queen of Michael, all right, so it's a person coming up first. So for fire signs, it could be somebody you know that's an air sign that's particularly important this mid-month. This could be a grandma, a mother, a boss, a sister. It could be a male or a female, but he or she is pretty direct, pretty to the point, doesn't want to take any bullshit. They don't have time for the bullshit. So if this isn't somebody you know, so it could be like Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini energy, somebody you know in your chart coming through. But I feel like in general readings, especially if it's for fire signs, this is advice for fire signs. You have to exude a little bit of your own inner Queen of Swords. You know, a little bit of your inner bitch has to come out, fire signs. You know, you have to stand your ground. You have to cut out the stuff that's not working. Say no. Say no. You know, clear the plate. Clear the way. Clear the slate. Start fresh. You know, she really, really learns. This girl or guy understands lessons logically and how to teach them and how to save time and how to just mentally organize things. I'm getting like compartmentalize things. So somebody very logical, very witty, I think pretty funny, even though she could be cold. So sometimes I get that she's kind of that sarcastic funny, like the really good female comedian, you know, that brings light to perhaps awkward or funny or not so funny situations. She brings the humor out of it to bring attention to that situation and to change it. So I'm getting humor with her. So she might be kind of funny. He might be kind of funny. Maybe have humor in a situation that you've gone through instead of being dramatic or being too emotional or too fiery. I would say be logical here. You know, like a lot of information coming through, make a logical decision. I feel like things are coming clear for fire signs, for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You're thinking clearly for her to come up. She's brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do, and it's the benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than relationships. So, see all sides of the spectrum. See your situation in somebody else's shoes. She's able to see different, I think of like a crystal, you know, or like a cut diamond. She can look into each facet of the same situation and understand the different perspectives of the exact same situation really well. She's able to like see different dimensions almost. She's really good at communicating. Unless maybe she has other things going on, and then maybe that's where she suffers or lacks a little bit, but I feel like she gets right back up again. If she had lack of communication, it was probably her misunderstanding of who she was communicating with. So I feel like maybe you are now understanding who you're communicating with and how to do it to get the best results. She learns from other people's mistakes. She doesn't even really have to go through everything herself to get it. She sees the pain in other people and she's like, I will never go through that shit. I will make sure I do this like this. So she doesn't always have to be the one in pain to understand pain, but to logically get out of it or to change it or to do something about it, not sit there in it. That's what I'm getting. She gets up and gets it done. So draw a line in the sand, make a decision. You know, if things come around, think about what you can logically do in that situation. Don't get wrapped up in the moment. What can you do? What can you actually do in that actual situation that you're actually in? Do it. That's what she would do. No, that's the advice coming through. She also, like, you know, she could be cold, but she's actually not, because she really, I feel like she always has everyone's best interest at heart in the end, because she wants the best for everybody. So she's not going to stand around if you're not acting out of integrity or you're being a dumbass. She's going to let you fall on your ass. She's going to point it out. She's going to probably do it to try to help you up, but it might not always be it might be kind of harsh in how she does it before she learns maybe how to communicate. So maybe you're learning how to communicate instead of being so harsh. So there's like, I see the yellow roses. So I see like friendship and, you know, like a sweetness, something unfolding, like reaching out, extending a hand because of what you've gone through. Like, come on, brush yourself off. We've all been there. Let's go do this. And like, kind of just gets you back on your feet. She doesn't waste time with the emotions. Not that she doesn't feel it, but she understands where it could be, wasting time. I'm just not getting emotions with her. I feel like she's been through the emotions and she's not afraid of them, but not going to get wrapped up in them too much. So let's move along. Let's move along to the life purpose oracle cards and get clarity on the Queen of Michael, the Queen of Swords, being insightful, being direct, you know, use your instinct. I see the dove. So, you know, extend like the olive branch, you know, try to make peace in this situation, even if it was a harsh situation before or a tough lesson before. You know, she can see that somebody has potential. Even if you mess up, that doesn't matter to her. She is more proud of the fact that you got up and you did it again and you figured something out and you learned than paying attention to the mistake at all. You know, so it's almost like owning up to your own responsibilities around her, or, you know, that's the energy coming through, and not putting that blame upon somebody else because, well, I wouldn't have done that. That person did this and this didn't happen to me and I wasn't stuck in that situation. It's not about that. It's taking all of those elements out and just, it happened. What can I do? How can I respond? How can I make it better? You know? So it's like she's proud of how you get up out of a situation and find the peace in a situation rather than I just see somebody who fell in a puddle and like doesn't want to get up. They're like crying. So I feel like she like makes light of a situation that was probably maybe emotional before and finds humor in it, finds how you grew from it, like your growth from something that you went through, rather than how you're still down on the ground, how far you've come because of that, how you won't take that ever again because of what you went through, kind of thing. So let's get a card for Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo for the Queen of Michael, mid-December, life purpose. And that's talk to your angels. So when you're not clear about something, you know, how to handle a situation, how to be direct with a specific situation, having a certain answer come through that's really specific to you, pray, you know, ask for some guidance. This is coming through for fire signs, so you don't have to do it on your own. Our angels are always around us to help us, but when we fall, they're not stepping in unless we actually ask for help. We're here to learn. So if we fall down, we have to figure out how to get up. But guidance is always here for us. Spirit is always here for us. We're not supposed to always fall down. Sometimes, you know, because we learn. But if you are conscious of your situation, you don't want to fall down, and you want to handle a situation better, if you want to have a better relationship or communication with somebody, or in a certain situation, or clarity in a situation, then sometimes it's good to ask for some divine guidance. Where better than to get it from God, from Spirit, from the universe for us? So we just have to ask. So, you know, if you need something personal, ask for something personal, and then let go and let God. Let it come through. It will be personal for you. It might be something small. It might be a name, a letter, a phrase, a date, a connection, you know, seeing somebody that you were thinking about. However it comes through, it's going to make you feel warm and beautiful, and it's going to feel special, and it will come through. So just trust that the answer comes through, and when that clarity comes through, you're going to be in tune with yourself. I feel like this is really deep. Like, it's like the high priestess, kind of. You know, it's having this clarity of mind, but because you're connecting deep inside of you for answers inside of you, you know, it's never really out here. There are always things out here that mirror what is going on inside of us. So there's always a connection, but the answer always comes back inside of us. No one else can have our own experience, our own consciousness, our own personal place in this universe is special. And yet we're all one. Just to make that extra confusing. But instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. You know, you're going to have clarity. Something's going to come through. You're going to understand why you had to experience something. That's going to be what comes through, you know. So I see pieces of a puzzle coming together for you. So let's get clarity. Let's go to the romance angels and get clarity on matters of the heart, communication, love, relationships for Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Asking for divine guidance. It could be this particular Queen of Michael. If you know somebody who worries a lot, maybe she is thinking too much instead of allowing things to unfold. You know, she could be a little too much in control, you know, like overly in control, like micromanaging something. You know, if she wants to make sure it's always going how she knows it should or feels it should go, and when the elements around you don't occur like that, she could get lost in worry. You know, it's not going as planned. This isn't how I expected it to be. Now what to do? And instead of allowing maybe something more to happen so the solution could come in, or the right connection, or that, I don't know, I see you like finding something. Like I just saw you flipping through a book and finding something all of a sudden. Like when you weren't really looking, maybe you were digging for something before and worrying about it and putting so much worry onto that problem that that energy of worry is now circulating around that problem, then allowing in a solution that might be coming in a totally different way than you expect. You know, when this comes in, it might be a really unusual, really personal, really specific, beautiful miracle solution connection for you. That might not be what you had in the schedule or planned, you know, when things went awry or went better than expected even. You know, this could be suddenly having everything go your way and doing really well. And it's not like they're bad, like negative pressure coming on you, but it's still a different kind of pressure because of success. You know, it could be like that, like wanting more success, wanting it to keep going right, and getting worried because now there's different pressure, more clients, more things to, but it's like, it's still good, but now there's different things to worry about than having the lack before. So this could go different ways, but it's allowing it to unfold, you know, allowing those solutions to come through. You know, if you're suddenly having more business or more clients or more connections or different connections and you don't know how to handle it, and it's not what was planned before, you have to sometimes allow something to unfold, you know, friendships to unfold like this rose, so you understand, you know, who you're dealing with, how this particular relationship could be clear in both parties, you know, so maybe there's a divine timing thing going on too. All right, so let's go back to relationships for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Wedding. So, all right, this is really big. So this is those of you who are married, are, you know, you got marriage on the mind, or there's marriage coming into your world. You're going to a wedding. You're thinking about your wedding. You're thinking about if you want a wedding or don't want a wedding. I hear elope. So maybe it's actual, like the actual wedding, but not the marriage. But this situation involves marriage. Maybe that's a discussion coming up for fire signs, partnerships, union, marriage. It could even be contracts, you know, a marriage and a business partnership with someone, and now there's somebody else on board. You know, you're merging two companies together, two divisions together, two bosses in the same division, having to work together like you're married because you're there all the time, even if you're actually married. You know, this could be something totally platonic, but you have to sort of work that shit out like it's a marriage in order for it to work. So, you know, instead of worrying, pray that maybe this will work out, that you'll have the right situations come up. I would say don't push it. Treat it like, you know, you allow something to unfold. You're getting to know the person. You're getting to know the person's like idiosyncrasies and quirks and cool things about them and things that they're good with. And, you know, sometimes you know somebody really, really, really well, and then you get married and then you learn to live together. Sometimes you live together a long time and you get married and it doesn't change at all. But I'm getting there's some kind of change in a marriage. There's a step up in your actual, like, you know, the level in your relationship, the intimacy in your relationship is moving towards something more spiritual, something closer, something more understanding, or that's what you want the focus to be. You want there to be, you know, clear understanding in this union. It's a general reading, so this is different for everybody. You know, it could be your union, your honey. It could be you're thinking about your marriages, your old marriage, and now if you want to do it again, because, I mean, the Queen of Swords a lot of times is the single mom or dad that does everything on their own, the career, taking care of the kids, you know, having their shit together and making it work no matter what they had to do. So it could be that you're thinking about the marriage of your past and if you do it again. Or if you did it again, how you write the rules different this time. Or no matter what you think it's going to be, when it actually involves another person, there's a whole other person that you have to compromise and become in sync with and learn, and it changes everything as soon as there's someone else in the mix. So I guess first you have to know what's good for you, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what works for you now, even if it was totally different than in the past. Your 18-year-old honey relationship college fling is not really going to be the same as when you're maybe 35 or 55 or 25, 75. Maybe it's a totally different energy that you are exuding now and that you want coming into your world to balance things out. Maybe you just don't want any bullshit anymore. So trust it'll work out. It's all learning. There's something really powerful in knowing yourself, and allowing somebody else to learn to know them, or allowing somebody else time to learn to understand themselves. I hope that made sense. So freedom as well. This is choice and freedom. It's all what you want it to be. Your own union can be totally different from somebody else. Vincenzo was going on. What are you doing? You giving me a hairdo? We're going to move along from wedding to the Steampunk Tarot and get clarity for fire signs for mid-December. Let's get clarity on wedding. This situation involves marriage. It could be thinking about your parents, thinking about your children, getting married. Let's get clarity. He's doing my hair. And that's the Six of Pentacles. So this is having balance, This is wanting equal exchange in energy. This is also sometimes gifts coming through. This could be like, I'm getting like maybe gifts, maybe you are getting married. And this is like, I don't know, finding some, it just made me think of a couple that I knew that, they got married and all they wanted was a donation for, it's like they just threw a really big party and they didn't really want gifts. They just wanted a donation for them to have a down payment on a home. And it worked out. So they had this big, he is totally doing my hair. You're being pretty hard on my hair, Vincenzo. Do you need to get off and take a break? You want to take a break? Let's give Vincenzo a break and I'll be right back. So Vincenzo just literally had it was the biggest poop I have ever seen from you. That was the biggest poop I have ever seen out of a bird, Vincenzo. And so he really had to go. He really had to go. Oh, you're such a good boy. I can't believe that came out of it. Like, I kind of almost want to show you on camera, but he didn't want to go in his cage, which sometimes means he's going to go into dinosaur. Are you going in your cage? You are. Oh, he is so good. All right, let's continue. So this is beautiful exchange of energy and balance coming back into your scale. It's sudden gifts that might come through to help put some balance on your scale. If you felt like there was lack, you have to open your arms for this help to come in. You have to recognize when somebody wants to help and has something to give, and you have to say thank you. You have to say thank you, fire sign. Sometimes somebody wants to give you something because they just want to, because they love you, because they can, because, it feels good to them to help you out. And it's up to you here to say thank you, to say yes, to have gratitude, to not, it makes me think of the people, that like, you take some time and you get something, a gift for their birthday or something, and then they like don't want it. They like refuse it because they feel like, I don't know, they feel weird, like they owe you something or whatever. Don't be weird. Just say thank you. Allow someone else that experience of giving because it makes them feel good. And you don't have to always give back to that particular person. Sometimes you can just sit down and instead of texting, handwrite a letter. Say thank you. Some people are really, really appreciative of something as small as a handwritten letter. You took your time and your energy to say thank you. I appreciate that. That helped me out. And if later you want to make cookies or you feel like you should do something, do it. But sometimes you don't have to exchange that energy back exactly where it came from. You can help out somebody else. All right, Vincenzo's now going out of his cage and he's going on Let's see if he's going to go on a walk or not. If he is, I might have to turn this off again. We'll see what he's doing. Let's continue. So, you know, it's having that opportunity somewhere else down the line where you can be that person to just do something to help somebody else. You know, give them an opportunity, give them a job, give them a chance. Let them do it themselves and see what happens, you know? Let them learn and see how it... I just saw that, like, the you know, teach somebody to fish so they can learn how to fish and they can teach someone else to fish and they can handle things on their own rather than just cooking a fish and having them over for dinner. There's a skill involved here. There's an exchange of energy that puts value on your scale, more than just value on your scale, even though it is pentacles. I feel like this always is energy as well. So it could be like, you know, painting the fence for somebody and they drive your kids to school. Energy exchange in your environment, your surroundings, what's valuable to you, whatever that is. For some, it's time. For some, it's, you know, having money to pay some bills off, and that's very helpful. For others, it's knowledge, it's information that comes in that you can plant those seeds in your business or your relationships or your things going through so that they bring value in your world later. So where are you in which situation in your life? This probably goes in different aspects, you know. In one aspect, you're going to be here, you know, just waiting for something, hoping something comes through, hoping an answer comes through, and just trust it will, because this shows your scales are coming back into balance. So open your arms and have, you know, I hear like, be awake to see it when it comes in. Don't be asleep. Don't sleep through it. That opportunity. Maybe that was somebody like getting up, getting out of the house, getting out of bed, being somewhere so they can be there for that opportunity. If you're questioning going someplace or not, maybe that's the answer. Go, you know, get up, don't sleep in, go and see, you know, see if something comes through. For others, this is you having some extra, you know, on your plate, making a little bit extra somewhere and being able to give it somewhere. You know, to release some pressure, to release something off your scale. It's going to, in turn, allow you to have something better come in too, and you're giving something valuable to someone else. So, I like how this has one, that's cool. I never noticed that. So, on this really cool scale, it looks like a lamp out in a park or a coat rack. To me, like a really fancy coat rack. So maybe somebody does something with a coat rack is important, or like, you know, metal and wood. I don't know. I see like interesting things to hang your coats on when you walk into a foyer all of a sudden. So, on one side of the scale, there's books, and on the other side, there's coins. So something, you know, worth its weight in gold, value, exchange. And the other, there's knowledge. So find that balance between your mind and what you're doing, your value and your heart, you know, and what you're worrying about. Trust the scale is just going like this, guys. You know, sometimes you have to feel how heavy something is to know either how much more to put on the other side to balance that out, or give something away, you know, to make it work. Sometimes it's nice and easy and it's only a little bit of change, you know, here and here and here and here and here. And sometimes it's a big change. So just react accordingly. All right, let's finish this reading with the Oracle of Visions by Sierra Machete for fire signs. Let's get some clarity for mid-December 2016. Clarity on union, marriage, balance, exchanging energy, making sure that everyone's doing their part. I just saw somebody doing somebody cooking, and then somebody doing the dishes, and like somebody else drying, you know, so like it all gets done, but everyone puts their part in. Like I just saw like cleaning duties, but like making sure everyone changes things around so no one feels like, you know, they're always the one cleaning the toilet, unless that's your thing, and somebody else always likes doing the dishes, whatever works. It's a union, you know, it's discussing that amongst yourselves and seeing what works. You know, if someone feels weird always being stuck in the bathroom, then change it around and let them do the sheets one day. That was kind of weird. That could be kids, family, roommates. That could be you. Just doing a different, you know, I'm getting cleaning house all of a sudden. So like maybe just do a different room every day so you don't feel like you're always overwhelmed with one thing. Find that union in you and your surroundings. All right, let's get one more card for fire signs. Mid-December 2016, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Well, this is like wisdom, thinking, taking a moment, contemplating something, trying to figure something out, waiting for that solution to come in. You know, don't be so worried. Trust that it'll come through. You know, I mean, you guys are smart cookies anyway, but I mean, you got the Queen of Michael here, so you're going to be thinking clearly about something, you know, or at least that's what you want out of the situation. It's going to come through. This is number 19. It sort of reminds me of the sun, you know, in the tarot. Be yourself. Be a little bit exposed, a little vulnerable. Let's see. I think this is the one that comes up. Let's see. This is 19. All right. This is the one that sometimes I will let you guys know I roll my eyes on. And I actually saw something recently on YouTube. It was really weird, but it sort of was the thing I was waiting to hear why I kind of roll my eyes. And I mean, the whole point of this is that we think too much and we are here to contemplate and we're the only ones that can, and we're different from animals because. But before I begin this, I just want to let you guys know there was a really weird NASA experiment where they had a woman trainer work with a specific dolphin. I think his name was Peter, if you want to look it up. And Peter was coming of age. He was like adolescent, whatever. This gets weird. This is weird. I'm sorry about the weird story, guys. But she like worked with this dolphin a long time, and it like fell in love with her. I guess they had sexual relations. I don't know what that means or how that happened, or she like helped him understand growing up. I'm not going to get into that. But when they stopped training together, when she was taken out of the picture, the dolphin committed suicide. So, without their love. So, I'm going to read this now, and I just want to put that story out there as to why I sometimes have a funny reaction to this, because even though I do believe we are extremely special as humans, that's why we are what we are. We're divine children of God, and we are of this earth. But there are also a lot of things of this earth and universes and dimensions that we just don't understand. They're just so big, you know, and even that are right in front of us that we just don't understand yet. So that being said, let's continue. And this is contemplation, analysis, and awareness. Man is the only animal for whom his own existence is a problem which he has to solve. ERICH, FROMM. While we share common traits with all other living entities and are indeed linked to them in so many ways, our humanity is probably best defined by our awareness of ourselves. We alone can look up at the sky and contemplate our role in the universe. We alone have the freedom of choice and the capability of rational thought beyond survival and procreation. We alone can question relative values and choose right from wrong. Our consciousness is both a blessing and a burden. It provides us with the ability to ponder and question more than any other living entities. We have the capacity to consider variables and options for the future. I mean, it sounds like you're questioning right now, Vincenzo, doesn't it? You're a pretty smart cookie. You're pretty smart, and you're just a little tiny bird. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on in his head and what he's contemplating. He watches YouTube and agrees with that stuff, you know? So, more than any other living entities, I'm not gonna, well, you speak for yourself. You speak for yourself. We have the capacity to consider variables and options for the future, and to be either encouraged or concerned about the possibilities. So, you know, we're constantly questioning things, and that's what makes it beautiful. So sometimes, you know, you do, if you make it too big and you're making that big question too much, sometimes we lose our focus. So Allow there to be a big release out there so that a nice divine personal focus can come back in as an answer to help us all out. All right, guys, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope something resonated for you, and I'll see you soon.